We're hearing John Thain, the chairman of the NYSE, may be one of the replacements for Stan O'Neill if and when he steps down. Reports say it's any time now. How would that change the role of Merrill Lynch in the corporate community? Hi, Jim Cramer.
Hi, how are you?
So John Thain, he has a background at Goldman Sachs,
right.
obviously, and he, you know, among those from the outside the firm that would take over, this is sort of a, some people think he'd be great.
Well, it's interesting that no one ever thinks he wants to be at the New York Stock Exchange. I mean, every time there's a big job opening, you always hear John Thain. Now, Duncan Niederauer, who's his number 2, could very easily fill in, but I've never seen or heard from Thain that he's anxious to go. Is the Merrill Lynch job maybe compelling enough for him? Perhaps. I think what's more important is that Thain's doing a really good job at the New York Stock Exchange, and we're just beginning to get rewarded. Those of us who own the stock, I own a fractionalersplus.com. I'm now positive on it, positive in terms of my basis. But that I don't think the issue is Thain. I think that the idea would be great to have an outsider, but I think Fink is the guy that should run the company. I think Fink would be fabulous.
Is that because
I think the stock would go up if Fink got the
Really?
job. Yes.
Is that because
big?
Is that because, you know, he's said because he's BlackRock's head, you know, and so he's also good friends with the co-president of Merrill Lynch. He has already that in.
I think that it's because it's a complex situation, Merrill Lynch. Fink is viewed by the people who work at Merrill and the Merrill alums as being a really great guy. And I think, not a great guy in terms of a hail fellow well met, that was Kamansky, but who was the previous to O'Neill. But I mean a great guy in the sense that he understands a lot of the derivatives. He understands a lot of the fixed income. It's very important to have a fixed income guy. Bobby McCann, whom I used to trade with at my hedge fund, would be terrific on the stock side. But I think Fink is a respected guy who is viewed as being a man who doesn't take on excessive risk.
Right, risk manager.
So I think he would be the guy, not Thain. Hey, Thain would be great. I'm not kidding you. It's just that I always find myself, every time I hear Thain as rumored for the next job, I always think, well, do they think he hates the New York Stock Exchange? Don't they think that he has personal pride to get that stock higher before he leaves? Because I think he has a tremendous amount of personal pride along those ways. Not
to open up a new can of worms, but if there's one bit of advice or one lesson that Merrill Lynch could learn from Thain's leadership at the NYSE for the new guy.
Well, don't fire people who challenge you. I mean, there were a series of people who challenged these acquisitions, including the last one that he made, the Franklin, the one that put in all the subprime.
Franklin, right?
Yeah, and there was a tremendous resistance to that by really good people in Merrill Lynch, and they were all told to go. I think you have to take counsel of the people who are opposite your view. I've always felt that way in investing, and I feel that way at Merrill. Don't be so quick to say that the critics are idiots, because that's kind of been Merrill's strategy for a very long time.
All right, well, maybe the strategy is soon to change.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thanks a lot,
I really
Jim.
want Merrill to do well.
All right, you're watching Wall Street Confidential on the Street.com TV. Thanks to Jim Cramer.